Okay, here we are in Michael's garden, and we're going to go right around. First we'll do a lap around, and then we'll ID the plants.
Bye.
There's so many of them. Now this is all in a space of 10 metres by 5 metres, so it shows you what you can do with a small area. It's no good saying, well, I've only got a small area because I can't put many plants in. Have a look at the Garden of Eden created here in that small area in behind a home unit. Absolutely fantastic. There's more around the back there. We'll just do this section. As I said, 10 metres by 5 metres. Bit windy today. Now this is in Maroochydore, in Queensland, obviously. We'll just go in here. There's a little torch ginger coming up there. Another one over here. This is a pink one. That other one was a red one. Growing about, the flowers are about 1 metre off the ground. 1.5 metres that one, and the plant's about 4 metres high. Then we come around, we've got a little fig tree that's kept under control, keeps some nice shade in the yard in summer. A little section of bromeliads here. Then we come right around here. How many plants can you identify here? If I start naming them too quickly, we'll miss half of them, so I'll just show you this little Garden of Eden. You come in here, this is where he keeps some of the young ferns that he gets going. Here's a Hoya in here. Nice shady area for ferns. We're in almost in summer. We're in late November. These anthuriums are getting a bit more sun. The sun goes off them at 12:30. Nice area for the winter time. So we've got some caladiums there.
No idea what the name is.
It doesn't really matter. And over here, this fern here is that's a Microsorium phallax. And then we've got a holly fern down in there.
There's a petrus there.
And then we've got these beautiful caladiums. Oh, and even down here, we've got a chili. We come around. Here's a colocasia.
Yeah, alocasia, colocasia.
That's a black one.
Don't know what this fern is. This came from Mumbai. It was growing on the wet margin. Sort of some sun, some shade, damp, darkish soil.
And then we've got an elkhorn. How long have you had that one?
That came down in a tree the year of the tornadoes.
Right.
I've had it 3 years. That came from that.
That's a staghorn. And then we've got a bat plant in here. It loves the shade.
Don't know what colour it is. The bat.
You'll soon find out by the size of it, won't you? And another nice fern there. That's a leather fern. And then
Full of spore.
yeah, and then right next to it we've got a Davalia.
The silver hare's foot.
Silver haresfoot. And down here we've got a lemon-scented fern.
Yeah.
The Duffii, Nephrolepis.
Nephrolaptus.
And then over we go here. This is interesting the way you've got this. This is a Neo-Regelia. See how it gets the little flowers in the centre there? And it's multiplied, but it's interesting the way you've got this put together.
It's just a sheath of a palm frond made into a pot and tied on with a bit of pine bark as soil. It's a true air plant.
Yeah,
It don't need to go in the ground.
it's actually growing on a Dracaena.
See the size of this mealybug.
Yeah,
Have a look at it.
it's a giant mealybug. We'll have to get rid of that one.
It's about to be squashed.
And this,
Squashed. Don't know any of them.
some more
I think that's a Grand Prix, but it's so squashed in.
more broms there. Anyway, several in there together.
Side.
There's a Calathea
Don't know
over
which
here.
one that
There's another one here. Another Calathea there.
is. That's from Annie's, that one.
Yeah. There's another Calathea here, and we've
That's
got,
the one by Gar.
and we have a croton.
Beautiful croton.
Croton
That comes
there.
up nice on the camera.
Yeah. And then we've got another Calathea here. Down here to the
Peacock ginger.
peacock ginger. It's a Camphoria. And this plant's just been potted up this morning. It's an alocasia. Another collodion there. We come around here. We've got a really nice cordyline.
It's four stemmed,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Okay, so here we are at the red torch ginger. Again, and you can see they get up to about, the stems themselves get up to about 4 metres.
yes.
Yep. And we come around here, and we've got, what have you done here?
It's a elkhorn carcass. I just put crucifix orchids in it.
Mm-hmm. In the top of it there.
Yeah.
That works well.
Yeah.
They like doing that. We've got some shell ginger over the back there, and a pickaboon palm that they're growing on. And then here's a pink torch. It's just coming out over the back here.
Yes.
It's just coming out. So, whoa, we can get in there. It's a bit hard to get right in there.
That flower stem is a good 5 feet, 3 inches.
Mm-hmm. It's just starting to open up. Okay, and then we come around past the bromeliads in the centre.
This purpurata came from Paradise Distributors
Mhm.
in Nambour.
Oh, yeah, they're a good nursery, I've
They are
heard.
Very good nursery.
That's a Blanchettiana. And then we've,
This Alcantria Imperialis also came from Paradise Distributors.
yeah. And then we've got that red scented Neo. You can see the
Neoregelia.
tiny little flowers coming up in the middle. And then we come around here, we've got a shampoo ginger.
Zarumba dacia.
Mm-hmm.
This is an unusual flower.
Yeah. It's another brom. And then we've got this fig in a bonsai.
Ficus.
What-
Don't know which one it is.
Could be Benjamina or something like that. And then if we come in around here, we've got a blue ginger.
Massive blue ginger.
Wow. And that'll be flowering pretty soon.
Blue ginger. Don't know what that orchid is.
We've got
One
an,
of the
an orchid
dendrobiums.
over, dendrobium orchid over the back
And
there.
there's that sun orchid. That's not a real orchid.
It's an on,
It's some sort of sunflower.
some sort of a oncidium.
Yes.
And how have you got this orchid mounted out of the back here, the dendrobium?
It's a multi-forked branch tied onto another multi-forked branch
Uh-huh.
with elkhorn leaves as a pot base, but it's just wood
Mm-hmm.
and quite thick sections of elkhorn carcass.
And then mounted onto a,
And it's just
A
tied
slab.
onto the twigs.
and then onto a wooden slab at the back,
Yeah,
cut out of a tree.
yeah.
Okay, and then we come down here.
The foxtail agave attenuata.
Mm-hmm.
A few different variegations of Sansevieria.
I like
Mother-in-law's tongue.
that plain.
Yeah, that comes
Colour.
from Paradise Distributors.
Uh-huh.
That little silver one, low down, that's a miniature. This is a miniature one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They don't grow tall, but they do
Mm-hmm.
bush out.
Yep. And then we come along here, it's a variegated shell ginger, the flower on it.
Beautiful.
Mm.
4 flowers this year.
And then we come in here to the fern section, working ferns. What have we got here?
Is that parlour palm?
Bamboo palm, is it?
Bamboo palm.
I think that might be a bamboo palm. Yep. C. fritzii, Camadorea C. fritzii. There's a Hoya in the back there. We've got some other Hoyas in flower in the sun there, around the other side. And then we come, there's a vanilla orchid starting to grow up the totem there.
See all the roots suckering on? It really gets in.
Yeah. Wow. And then we come,
So they're another true air plant, really. Is this strawberries and cream?
yeah,
This maiden here, it's big, isn't it? It's quite coarse.
it's a adiantum, yeah, strawberries and cream. It gets quite a big leaf and red tips. Yep. And then we've got quite a few different maidenhairs in here.
Got Pacific May, Charlotte,
That's Charlotte, that really fine one there.
crested Fritz Luthii.
It's a crested Fritz Luffy over there.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. And we've got a heart fern over the back there. There's quite a few different ones, and we've got our
Alps again.
elkhorns. Yep. Come around here, and then finally we'll just come around the.
This is nice. It's totally grown around. It's a full
right.
circle.
Yeah. And the salvia there, and then we have the anthuriums there.
Beautiful anthuriums.
It gets a bit hot in the summer for them, but they have to stay here anyway. But they only get sun up to midday, don't they?
Yes. A
Yeah.
little bit of burn back at the moment.
Yeah. They get used to it.
Still good colour.
Yep.
Red Victory, I think that is. Or Beijing Success, maybe. That's mini red.
It's a white one, another white one.
That's, for intent and purpose, Fantasy Love, I think it gets a variegated colour or it just gets a solid white.
Depending on the position and the fertiliser.
Well, it does, but you've got the spandex of pale pink and you've got the spandex of
Yeah, that's interesting.
medium
All on the
green.
one plant. Yeah. Yep.
But they are in flower at the moment. Tiny little white dot on the end of the spandex. This one's a good example of being in flower. Tiny little dots up and down the spandex.
Uh-huh.
Don't know.
The
That gets flowers all around the leaves.
mhm.
All the branch, all the leaves, it's all flowered everywhere.
It's like Mr. Extraordinaire that we have, and that's
Rickrack
Rickrack cactus.
doesn't like full sun.
And then finally we just shoot up here as a Hoya. So this is a Carnosa.
So not open yet.
Not open, but there's, how many flowers you got there? They're
There's 8.
running right along the edge of the roof there.
Couple
And
of big ones.
over here, there's actually two Hoyas, and this one over here is just starting to open. It comes right down into this. That
That's
one,
its second opening.
red